Hey guys, today I'm going to walk you through our essay corrections, okay? And in order to kind of give you a little bit of guidance, I'm going to show you a sample essay, and I've got our peer editing document over here on the right. All right. Um, so you're going to hear me say a few times throughout this process. Check your essay to make sure that you have done this, okay? Make sure that you are following the same kind of standards and things like that so that we can score as well as possible on our corrections. So, the first thing that we need to do, that we need to begin our closing argument with, is by thanking the jury. So let's go look over and see if our writer has done that, and they have. Thank you for being here today. It really could be as simple as that. If you use the words thank you and jury in the same sentence, or not even in the same sentence, if you have some variation of that at the beginning of your closing statement, then you have done just fine. The next thing that we are looking for is including an appropriate amount of background and summary so that the jury is able to understand the argument. So what we're really looking for here is who was involved, what happened, when did this happen, where did this happen, how did this happen, and why did this happen. The why can be challenging, but it is important. All right, especially if you are prosecuting, you want the jury to understand a possible motive for why this person did whatever it is that they did. All right, so let's look for those key points. So we have Edward Snowden, 37-year-old whistleblower who worked undercover, a telecommunication company. So we have who he is, June of 2013. This is when his first release. So we have when this happened. While working undercover, he believes he deserves a fair trial because what he did was right. Okay. That's not necessarily background information that we're looking for just yet, but it is a nice detail to include. He's now exiled in Moscow, Russia. Okay, so we've got where, not necessarily where it happened, but where he is now. Okay. Um, so we don't have really, because it looks like we are getting to our thesis right here. We don't necessarily have how this happened. We don't necessarily have why this happened either. All right. Um, so uh, take a look at your essay. Do you have who was involved? What happened? When did this happen? Where did this happen? How did this happen? And why did this happen? All right. Feel free to pause the video and check now and look at your own background information to see if you have those details. Okay. Because if we're looking at our rubric, this person would probably score in the proficient category, all right, for background. But as always, we're always looking to score in the advanced column. All right. So again, if you feel the need to pause it now, please do that. At this point, though, what we're going to be looking at is the thesis. All right. So a strong thesis statement contains a claim and your three arguments for why you believe this. All right. So something along the lines of blank, whoever is being accused or whoever you are defending is innocent, blank is guilty. That's your claim, whatever it is, because, and then you have your three reasons why. Okay. So this one is about Edward Snowden. Um, Based on the background information and how they are kind of making us feel about Edward Snowden, it makes us seem like they're going to be arguing that he is guilty. So I would expect something along the lines of Edward Snowden is guilty because reason one, two, and three. So let's see what they have. All right. So it says he does not deserve a fair trial due to the fact that he went against the U.S. government, stole and leaked the information under the oath of confidentiality, uh, Edward Snowden should be exiled forever because his choices to leak over 70,000 classified files about the American people. Okay, it we're a little it's a little confusing here, and it's not maybe not as clear as it could be. All right. So first off, they're arguing that he doesn't deserve a fair trial. Okay, that's fine. That's a variation of guilty. All right. And we've got two reasons that I can say for sure. He went against the U.S. government. Okay. Stole and leaked information under the oath of confidentiality. But then we've got a new kind of claim here, um, and it says that now he should be exiled forever due to his choices to leak over 70,000 classified files about the American people. And now we've got that. This is where a little bit of lack of clarity comes in, okay? Because we have almost got a new claim that he should be exiled forever, and this choice to leak 70,000 classified files sounds a whole lot like this argument as well. So what I'm going to do, and what you should do with your essay, is look at the topic sentences. Okay? So the topic sentences should match up, or at least some variation of it, with the thesis. All right? So I would expect the first topic sentence to be something along the lines of, he does not deserve a fair trial due to the fact that he went against the US government. All right? So let's look down at the first topic sentence. It says he's guilty because he exposed information about the American people. Okay, that was um, more with our final one. So guys, your thesis statement and your topic sentences should be in the same order. That's going to make things nice and organized. All right, let's look at the other topic sentences to see what they are actually about, just to make sure that they match your thesis. Remember, your thesis and your topic sentences need to line up. So Snowden tried to expose the information to the public through journalists. Okay. I don't necessarily see anything about journalists in the thesis. Okay. Maybe that's that he leaked information under the oath of confidentiality. If that's what this topic is about, if that's what this paragraph is about down here, then it should mention journalists in the thesis. Okay, so again, guys, for the sake of organization, please make sure that you are being as specific as possible. Okay, and now let's look at our, okay, he should be charged as guilty for his actions because 70,000 files of people's private information. So now we're going back in this area here. So again, we've got a little bit of a discrepancy between our thesis and our topic sentences. I don't see a topic sentence that talks about him going against the US government, which seems to be one of the arguments from the thesis. All right, guys, this is really important, and this is an easy way to lose points. Please make sure that the topics of your paragraphs match up with your thesis statement. Okay, so now that we've gone over what's expected in our first paragraph, let's take a look at one of the body paragraphs. All right, we're not going to go over all of them because I'm just going to be repeating the same thing over and over again. So the first one says Snowden is guilty because he exposed information about the American people. Okay, we've already covered it doesn't really match up with the thesis, but let's just look at this from a purely body paragraph standpoint. So what we should have after we have our topic sentence is some context and some evidence. All right. How did they go against the American people? All right. We need to make sure that that information is cited either parenthetically or with a lead-in. Okay. And we need to make sure that that information is listed on a works cited page. So let's take a look. Okay. We've got more context. Okay, and now we've got our quote. All right, so guys, it does always help to have a quote that has some context beforehand. All right, something along the lines of in an article written by blank, or maybe the time that this quote was given or where it came from or anything along those lines. Just some extra context is always helpful. Okay, but we've got the quote, and we've got a long in-text citation. This is not all needed here. Okay, and I'm going to make sure that this is linked in our works cited page. So I'm going to scroll down and oh no, okay. So it doesn't look like we have an MLA citation page, which is a bit of an issue. Okay, we need to make sure that our works are cited using MLA citation, not just links here. This is a common issue that I'm seeing. All right, we need to make sure that we're using MLA citation. If I'm going up here and I was to fix this in text citation, all right, this quote looks like it's coming from the NSA. All right, so we can get rid of all of this, and we could just have just like that. Should be fine. Notice, guys, the quotation goes to the left of the parenthetical citation. Period goes on the outside of the parenthetical citation. So this is done correctly, and we can move on. All right, the next thing that we're looking for is 3 sentences of explanation and analysis that relates back to our thesis. So I would expect some sort of explanation to this quote. All right, and then I would expect a couple sentences about why this means that he is guilty and or doesn't deserve a fair trial. Okay, so let's take a look. Okay, so that we've got a little bit of explanation. He betrayed his country, all right, with no motive. All right, he had no reason to put all these people into harm's way. Okay, very good. He broke his lifetime obligation to protect Americans, but broke it and exposed all of us. All right, so what I would really like to see is our writer to get to this point before the concluding sentence. All right, so we need a conclusion, but I would like to get to this point beforehand. Show us why he's guilty. All right, be specific, be direct. All right, so guys, as always, take a second to pause this video now and make sure that you've done all of those things in your body paragraphs. All right, and what I'm going to focus on now is the counterclaims argument. Okay, the counterclaims paragraph. So we should begin with a clear topic sentence that contains or at least acknowledges that the opposition exists. Okay, so something along the lines of the defendants would argue that he's innocent. The defendant's side may say that he was right and the information should have been leaked. Okay, so we've acknowledged the opposition right here. The defendant's side may say this, and it looks like our writer was enthusiastic, let's say, to already get to the point that he should still be exiled because he put his life in danger or others' lives in danger. All right. Now we need a specific claim from the opposition. What is it that they are arguing? Okay, we need 2 of these. All right, one here, one here. So let's see. The defendant could say that the information he leaked was illicit and went against privacy rights. All right, went against the American privacy rights because he leaked it. Okay. So they are acknowledging a specific claim. Now we need an argument against this. All right. So we need an argue against this claim. Nothing would have gone wrong if we didn't. Okay. Snowden still broke the law no matter what. Okay. So I would like to see a little more refuting of this claim. All right, in order to score as highly as possible. But let's move on to the second one. So again, now there should be another claim that we're addressing. The defendant may say that he took an oath to responsibility and not of confidentiality. Okay, so this is a little awkwardly phrased, but they do address a second claim. Now there again should be an argument against it. He still promised confidentiality. It may not have been an oath, but he was responsible or confidential. Okay, so again, some awkward phrasing here. He broke the promise to the American people. Okay, so again, this is just lacking a little bit of refuting the claim. All right, so guys, in general, this was a pretty good essay. There were some issues with citations, and guys, this works cited page, all right, please make sure that you have a works cited page and MLA citation, all right? But please use this video to help make any possible corrections to your own essay that you can. All right. Please reach out to us.